Hi, my name is Matt, and today I'll be explaining the importance of learning how to tie a tie and why it's necessary. There are many jokes about how much trouble that men have with ties, and there are thousands of tutorials online teaching you how to tie them. For men, especially in the United States, it's almost guaranteed that by the time you reach adulthood, that you're going to have to learn how to tie a tie or wear them at least once. Even for females, depending on what culture you're from or where you're at, like living in Japan, or you'll be required to know how to tie a tie, or if you're in a relationship with someone, it might be beneficial to know how to tie a tie because they might struggle with it. Ties are important to our culture. Ties have been important to many professional settings, even before the United States was created. As explained in Gentlemen of the Golden Age by Spence Snyder, the look and make of ties have slowly evolved almost over 300 years. They've changed quite steadily and for specific reasons, and so there are certain things that's ingrained in how people expect how your ties to look. Now, most videos that will teach you about tying ties, and we'll go and start off with a tie such as this one, untie, and they'll just teach you in a few basic steps how to go and tie a tie. Instructions like this can take only a few minutes and you can learn how to tie a tie. But what's important that these videos and these people miss out on is the first steps on how do you choose a tie, what is the importance of it, and how do you do it correctly. For instance, instructions such as the GQ guide to ties has an entire section on making sure that you choose the right ties for your right events. The right kind of materials, the right kind of appearance for how you want to, and kind of the right price range for what you're trying to afford. There are a lot of ties out there that are more or less expensive than what they really should be. So for example, this tie that I have right here is a three-fold tie. This is commonly accepted to be one of the most important or the most useful ties, and generally the best design that again has come over from these last 300 years of tie evolution. Some companies go and make things such as 4, 7, and even 12 folded ties. And they'll go and claim that these extra folds and this extra fabric will go and make ties better. Something that can be seen, especially when you start looking and comparing these different ties, is that there are different ways in that they fold and the stiffness of them. And so what ends up happening for these extra folded ties is you're paying a lot extra for more material, and the ties don't fold as well, and it will actually make your tying experience more difficult. If you are someone who has to buy many ties, then you're going to be out of a lot of money in the long run because of these schemes that these fabric companies make. Now, for this specific tie, I chose it based on a few different factors. This is a three-fold tie. I chose the color black because my suit is black, my shirt that I wear is black. I wear this outfit for professional dinners at work, and so the goal for, again, most social situations is to be professional. Your goal is to be able to present yourself as someone who knows what they're doing. So for instance, your tie is going to say a lot about you. I'm a simple person, and so I wanted a simple tie. That's why I went for something black. But when you go I didn't want just flat black because it looks cheap, especially more of the material. So something like this has more depth to it. It has lines, it has a certain kind of luminosity to it that will go and make it stand out. Because that's what you want to do. You don't want to stand out in a wacky sense that a lot of people do. According to 30 Style Mistakes by Gentlemen's Gazette, many young men go and choose crazier looking ties. There's a whole market about it because people don't understand why and what's the importance of wearing ties, so they want to go and choose something that's crazy, that's a little bit out there to go and stand out. But when you do that, you kind of segregate yourself from a large series of the population, especially in social or professional situations, where people are going to judge you before you have a chance to actually introduce yourselves. So once you know what kind of tie you're looking for and the color, something else that's important to consider for men is that your perception might be wrong. According to multiple studies in the Colorblind Essentials by Kolbinger, 1 in 12 men are colorblind, including me. That's 8% of the population. Because of this, it's something that you should consider is having a female go with you when you shop. The chances of you and your female friends both being colorblind is less than 1 in 10 million. So one of you should be able to pick out a pretty good tie, and especially since females tend to have a bit of a better fashion sense. For those of you who are going by yourself, 7 quality hallmarks of a tie by the Gentlemen's Gazette. It can help with things with choosing the thickness, the width, and the size of your tie. Reason for that is because different men have different neck sizes. Like me, my ties can be a bit on the smaller side. However, even if you finally choose the perfect tie, you can't expect the tie to do all the work for you. Most people put off getting ready until the last minute. They'll go and you might have given yourself a lot of time in order to get ready, and then they forget about ties until the last minute because it's something that you think of an accessory, it's not that important. And then the next thing you know is you're running late and you're struggling in front of the mirror trying to go and figure it out, and it's getting all crooked, and you're just going to go like that. And that leads to many issues. When people see you, they're going to see you not as sharply dressed and looking at your all. They're going to look at you as being immature and unprofessional and just ill-prepared just because of your tie. So the best way to go and get out of a situation like that is practice. As you just saw, I was able to tie my tie and get it in position. It's down to my waistline. The rest of it is crooked, and it's something that I didn't even have to really think about. Once you have enough practice, I could be running late, I could be in the car, and I could probably tie my tie if I needed to. Probably not the best situation, but there are situations where you will need to. For instance, you find that there's a funeral going on that you don't have enough time to prepare for, or you're in the process of getting promoted at work and the boss of the company wants to see you. You don't have enough time, but you have the skill and you have the right attitude towards ties. You understand how to come off with that first good impression. You won't have to go and have a tie that has all these bends and creases because you decide to just keep it always tied and you just take it off and put it back on. What you do is you take it off and then quickly put it and tie it back on every time you need to wear it and keep it in a good position. So overall, it's best just to be prepared. And when you learn how to tie ties properly, even whether it's a cheap suit or an expensive suit, it all comes together based on your tie and how you look. Thank you.